Two drownings in the past week. Tonight, as we remember the latest victim, we're also talking water safety.
Keeping people connected in rural towns, we'll explain.
And later, from ramen to sushi, there's a new dining option in Great Falls.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Also tonight, the battle for a contested seat on the Montana Supreme Court. Thanks for making KRTV part of your evening. I'm Tim McGonigal.
And I'm Hallie Schwinnard. First tonight, we're remembering a Great Falls man for his friendly nature. Leon Simpson drowned last week while fishing, the second local drowning death in less than a week. As we head into the Labor Day weekend, MTN's Coulter Anstad tells us what officials want you to remember.
Just was surreal. I didn't know what to say.
Pend Oreille County Sheriff Robert Skarupa was at a loss for words when he learned Thursday former Pend Oreille County Sheriff and the man who hired him, Leon Simpson, drowned. Skarupa had just talked to Simpson hours earlier.
I hadn't visited with him for quite some time, and he was just on my mind. He always had a certain way about him that just brought a lot of smiles out in people.
According to the Cascade County Sheriff's Office, Simpson drowned while fishing at Rainbow Dam. 5 days earlier, well-known Great Falls resident Cleve Looney drowned while boating on the Missouri River.
Number one, top of the list always, is to wear a life jacket. And the key word there is to wear the life jacket. It doesn't do any good if it's not on your body when something happens. So.
Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks remind people to think before they get on the water.
A big thing is to kind of know your limitations, to plan what you're going to do and where you're going to go. And things like not taking pool toys down a river. I mean, make sure what you're going to be floating in or boating in is safe for where you're going to be.
Simple steps that will help make sure you don't become the next victim. In Cascade County, Coulter Anstad, MTN News.
Fish, Wildlife, and Parks officials also remind people not to drink and boat. It's just as dangerous as drinking and driving.
From safety on the water to safety on land, be on the lookout for bears. Wildlife officials are emphasizing the importance of being prepared for a bear encounter. Upland bird season starts tomorrow. Archery season starts Friday, meaning many people will be out in wooded areas where bears could be. And officials say bear spray is a must.
Just have in your mind what's going to happen if I were to run into a bear here. And for the hunters who actually are successful and harvest an animal, they have to have a plan sort of in advance. How are you going to get that meat out if you can't do it in one trip?
For more information about bear encounters, you can click on the link in this story on our website, krtv.com. Well, today was another fall-like day for many of us across the Treasure State. With more, here's meteorologist Grant Garland with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. I hope that you've enjoyed yesterday and today. Temperatures have been in the mid-60s, and this is typically what we see in around mid to late September. 72 degrees right now in Havre, 65 in Great Falls as well as Helena, 75 in Jordan, and 63 in Cut Bank. And our winds, 8 miles an hour in Great Falls, 15 though in Cut Bank. And heads up, our winds, they're going to really be picking up as we head throughout the day tomorrow, so just get that in the back of your heads. We are looking at a few clouds, high-level clouds that have been moving through the area, and we should be looking at a clearing trend as we continue throughout the night. Temperatures right around 6 p.m., 65 degrees, by 9 p.m., 57, by 6 a.m., 54 degrees. Overall, tonight temperatures falling down into the upper 40s for some of us, 49 in Great Falls, 47 in Hayes, 49 in Jordan, 45 in Helena, and 51 in Havre. So if you need a light jacket, you probably will need to do so. We are going to be waking up to temperatures right around 55 degrees in the morning. Now, temperatures will be warming up and our winds will be stronger tomorrow. We're going to talk about all that and more in a few minutes, but for now, back to you, Tim.
All right, thanks, Grant. Well, there's a new app in town. In a Pickle is designed to help people submit and fulfill ride requests, especially in rural Montana communities. But as MTN's Matt Holzapfel found out, it's not just about getting people from one place to another.
Tim Moylan turned an idea
originally came to my mind from looking at Facebook
into a website,
eventually I wanted to get it into the app stores,
into a service to help people transport food, goods, or even themselves.
There are two pools of people here, those who need help getting an object from point A to point B, and I call those people the requesters, and then those who are able to assist the transporting that object, and I call those people the runners.
But this isn't Uber nor Lyft, it's In a Pickle. Founder and Shelby resident Tim Moylan says his experiences in small rural communities in Montana sparked the idea.
Always wondered if I could make an app out there just to notify people going to these places, because a lot of times there's people in these small areas that just can't get to the bigger city, whether it's because of weather or transportation.
The service allows people to post their needs for transport assistance, maybe a ride to the airport or a certain piece of equipment from a store in Great Falls or Helena. Anyone who happens to be traveling to that area can accept the job through the In a Pickle website.
I hope to get up around 200 to 300 people in each area because somebody's always needing something, whether it's groceries or just a little help here and there.
The app officially launched on August 31st, an opportune time due to the pandemic, especially in Shelby.
The elderly that couldn't get out and get to the grocery stores, and it even hit my family. My wife, Kayla, had COVID, and we were quarantined to our house for 2 weeks, and we used this app just recently 3 times for people going to Albertsons here in Shelby.
Tim says the platform already has over 50 users, and it's now available to all communities across Montana. In Shelby, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Requesters are able to pay for the cost of fuel and offer compensation to the runners for their time. To learn how you can sign up for In a Pickle, you can visit our website.
Tonight, an update from the CDC officials saying those with underlying medical conditions are at a much higher risk of dying from COVID-19. The CDC estimates 94% of all COVID-related deaths in the nation were among those with underlying medical conditions and diseases. Officials say in 6% of those deaths, COVID-19 was the only cause mentioned. The most common underlying conditions were influenza, pneumonia, respiratory failure, hypertensive disease, diabetes, cardiac arrest, and heart failure.
No, that is not normal. That can indicate a problem with your prostate.
When your health is in question, it helps to have a professional to turn to for answers. But for those more sensitive health topics like urology, it can be hard to be upfront about your concerns. That's why Benefis Health System is now offering an online service each month in which medical professionals answer the questions you're too scared to ask. This month's session focused on issues with urination, fertility, and bladder control. But each month, the topic and specialist discussing those topics will change. Anyone is welcome to watch these virtual Q&As online. Head to KRTV.com for a link to the most recent video.
Ramen fans rejoice. A new restaurant is officially opening up in Great Falls Tuesday. Hokkaido Ramen and Sushi Bar owner Johnny Deng tells MTN News that they were busy serving up fresh food during their soft opening over the weekend. The restaurant was originally set to open in January, then in March, but Deng says the pandemic and remodeling pushed opening dates back. He tells MTN he's happy to be officially open this week and is ready to safely satisfy appetites.
We're taking care of them. We're responsible for Great Falls people. That's the only reason why we came here, to help the Great Falls people.
Hokkaido Ramen and Sushi Bar officially opens tomorrow. The restaurant also has online ordering and takeout options. More details are available on our website.
I'm Mike Dennison in Helena. Coming up, we'll tell you about the only contested race for a seat on the Montana Supreme Court.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. In Montana's crowded 2020 election, there's at least one statewide race flying well below the radar, the battle for a contested seat on the Montana Supreme Court.
Justice Lori McKinnon is running for a second 8-year term. She's being challenged by Helena lawyer Mike Black. But as MTN's Mike Dennison reports, it's a race that almost wasn't a race at all.
Last summer, Justice McKinnon said she would not run for re-election this year, and Helena attorney Mike Black announced he would be running for the seat. But last November, McKinnon changed her mind and said she wants to continue in the job that she first won in 2012. Black is still in and says he's the best choice because of his long background in the state and his commitment to upholding the unique rights in Montana's state constitution, such as the right to privacy, a clean and healthful environment, and to fish and hunt.
With my background in growing up in Montana and just being here, I think I'm just more suited to address the issues that are going to be important to Montana as we move forward, because we all want Montana to stay a wonderful place.
McKinnon is a former state district judge and deputy county attorney in north central Montana. She grew up in Baltimore, but her family has been in Choteau for most of the past 25 years.
But there's no question I'm committed here to Montana. We've raised the kids up in the Choteau area. We've been here for this is my home.
McKinnon says she sees the court as an independent, final constitutional check on actions by the legislature or executive branch. Some consider McKinnon as part of the court's conservative wing, but she disagrees.
You can't categorize my decisions one way or another. I think that's why we have 7 justices on the court, so that we make a collective decision. We all are trying to make the best decision that we can based on the laws.
In a high-profile case from 2018, McKinnon wrote the court's majority opinion that struck down a state tax credit benefiting students at private religious schools in Montana. Conservatives appealed it to the U.S. Supreme Court and won on a 5-4 order this year that overruled part of Montana's constitution banning public aid to religious organizations. Black points to his broad legal experience in civil cases for many types of clients and believes McKinnon has sometimes been off the mark in her interpretation of the law.
Justice McKinnon doesn't necessarily honor precedent. She doesn't apply her legal principles to the extent that she has them in a consistent way.
This is also a nonpartisan race, so the candidates aren't aligned with any political party. But later in the campaign, we'll be reporting on who is working to oppose and support these candidates. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Supreme Court Justice James Shea is also running unopposed to retain his seat on the state's high court.
Well, a windy day is in store for us tomorrow. Your 7-day forecast is coming up next.
Get great. Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a pleasant Monday. It was definitely cooler today. Just like yesterday, we were seeing fall-like temperatures, 68 degrees overall in the Electric City, 65 down towards the capital, as well as out in Lewistown, and 72 in Havre. Now, the average for this time of year is 77 degrees, so we were well below that. The record set back in 1940 when it was a whopping 98 degrees. Also here, that great martial artists like Bruce Lee as well as Chuck Norris were born. Tim just did a karate chop over there, by the way. Fort Benton 70 degrees right now, Lewistown 63, Helena again around 64 degrees, and Hayes 75. We have been looking at clouds breaking apart as we've gone throughout the day. Temperatures currently 65 in Great Falls as well as Helena, 63 in Lewistown, a little bit warmer up towards Havre at 72 and 75 degrees in Jordan. Now, even though our winds aren't really whipping right now, they were earlier. 24-mile-per-hour winds in Great Falls as well as Helena, the wind gust, and 28 in Cut Bank. Over the last 3 hours, we have been looking at a few little high-level clouds that have been making their way towards the southeast, and that will be the continuing trend with clearing skies. The bulk of the clouds have pushed on. Heads up, we are looking at critical fire weather danger tomorrow for us, until Wednesday at 6 p.m. for those right around Great Falls. Those out towards Glasgow is going to continue for 6 hours later for Thursday morning at midnight. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at elevated to extreme conditions for fire weather due to the warm temperatures as well as our windy, strong conditions. We are going to be looking at 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts in some locations, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds in a lot of locations like Lewistown, Great Falls, as well as Cut Bank. And we'll continue to see these windy conditions not only for tomorrow, but also on Wednesday. When's the driest time for us, though, here in Great Falls? Well, it's going to be right around the 3:30 mark when we're seeing 24% humidity as temperatures are around 82 degrees. But why? Well, it's because of a high pressure that's going to really influence our entire state over the next couple of days. Now, this model suggests we will be looking at more clouds than what I think we'll see tomorrow. I think we're going to be looking at a sunny to mostly sunny day. Cold front drops in, though, from Canada Tuesday around 6 p.m. We're going to be looking at, though, that high pressure actually coming back towards the east, pushing the cold front a little bit more towards the north before the cold front finally does kind of gain some strength and moves through us from Wednesday night. As far as our temperatures are concerned, we are looking at them kind of going up and down. Like a 85 on Wednesday, Thursday 79, 89 on Friday before dropping down to 72 on Sunday. You can always stay weather aware by following me on social media, meteorologist Grant Garland on Facebook, as well as downloading that free KRTV app. Tonight, temperature is 51 degrees in Havre, 49 in Great Falls, 45 in Helena, 46 in Lewistown, and 51 in Glasgow. As we wake up tomorrow, temperature is going to be right around 55 degrees around 7 a.m. Sunny skies, though, for us all. It will be a nice day. Tomorrow, warming up to around 84 degrees in Great Falls, 80 in Helena, 79 in Lewistown, 78 in Hayes, 84 in Havre. Going throughout the next several days, winds will be whipping to right 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, especially on Wednesday, 85 degrees. By Thursday into Saturday, sunny skies. It'll be nice. But then Sunday comes along for the mid part of Labor Day weekend, 72 degrees with a 20% chance of isolated showers. Hallie?
Well, Cece may be retired, but don't worry. Tom has this week's sports-filled edition of Game Changers. That's next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
High school football returned over the weekend, and though it's only week one, it was clear that athletes were excited to be back on the field.
Tom Wiley counts down the top 5 plays of the weekend in our MTN Game Changers.
The majority of high school athletes haven't seen action since March when the COVID-19 pandemic shut down the state basketball tournament. So it's been a long off season, but it didn't take long to shake off the rust. We saw some incredible performances in week 1 of the high school football season. Now, Cece is enjoying her retirement from broadcasting by taking up a couple new sports: tunnel crawling and making animal noises.
What's a sheep say? What's a cow say?
We'll jump to number 5, Hamilton and Dillon. Bronx down a score. Wyatt Hayes to Brandon Finley. He steals it from the defense, but Hamilton would come up short, 20-13. At number 4, Big Sandy, one of the favorites in 6-man this year, hosting Valier. Cody struts in his first year at quarterback, running with power, speed, and poise, making tacklers miss with the shifty moves on the way to a touchdown on a 47-6 season-opening win. At number 3, Belt hosting Absorki. Huskies are a big play threat every time they have the ball. Aiden McDaniel scrambling, throwing off his back foot. Hunter Vogel on the other end leaps up for the grab and streaks for a touchdown, and Belt wins big, 46-8. At number 2, Geraldine Highwood at Centerville. First play from scrimmage for the rivals. Ian Moline, spin move, stiff arm. No one can stop him on the way to a score, and the rivals never look back. They win 66-27. And at number 1, this touchdown doesn't count in the stat book, but it's meaningful nonetheless. The MSU Northern Lights took the field during the ribbon-cutting ceremony for their new stadium. Brendan Medina hitting Marvin Williams for the score here, and the game ball goes to longtime supporter and Highline football legend Mike Tillman, the guest of honor at the event. And the reason Northern football exists in the first place. Folks, we still take submissions for Game Changers, so if you see something that you think we should see, send an email to sports@krtv.com. Welcome back, football. Reporting in Great Falls, Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
And don't go away, we'll be right back.
Well, tonight, temperatures falling down to 45 degrees in the capital, 49 in the Electric City, and 46 in Lewistown. Overall, as we walk out the door tomorrow, temperatures 55 degrees, nice, beautiful sunny day, but it will be windy with some 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. 84 degrees tomorrow in Great Falls, 79 in Cut Bank. And we will be looking at, again, next couple of days being really windy. 30 miles an hour winds possible Tuesday, 40 mile per hour winds on Wednesday possible. But things calm down on Thursday through Saturday with sunny skies before we have an isolated chance for a shower or two for the Labor Day late weekend.
Well, as students and their families adjust to learning remotely, hotels and resorts are adjusting to bring in their business. Hotels in the U.S. and Mexico are offering what they call schoolcations to families who now have less limitations to go out of town.
Hotels and resorts are offering everything from dedicated classroom spaces to private tutors to tech support. In some cases, resorts turn poolside cabanas into work and school spaces How cool would that be? You're like zooming in from, I don't know, Cabo,
Yeah.
doing your homework.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess.
But by the same token, it's vacation. You want to be on vacation.
Well, you're still having fun.
I guess
Well,
so.
it gives the parents a reason to get out while the kids stay in school.
There you
Yeah.
go.
No.
Win-win, I guess.
Free babysitter.
Have a great night.